loafers.
How would you rate this season?
It's very, very high rates because I would have never imagined to win so many things this year, and you know, many things happened. And thinking back, you know, how everything started in Australia, trying something new out without playing a tournament before, and then starting straight into Australian Open, and you know, this all worked very, very well. And for me, it's always trying to improve as a player and as a person and as a human being. And you know, this all, I'm even more proud and happy how I'm evolving. So hopefully also next year is gonna be, you know, this process of improvement, and then we'll see what I can catch.
How would you rate this year?
I mean, it is impossible to rate it 10 out of 10 because it's you can always be better. But it was really amazing year for me. I could put 8.5, 9, around those numbers, which could be better, you know, with the gold medal and some of the tournament. But 8.5, 9, I would put this year.
In 2024, what did it stand for you?
It's the first year where I was competitive again in big events. You know, 2023, I didn't feel like I was competitive in big events. You know, I was very far away from winning them. So, you know, being able to compete and being able to, you know, make Grand Slam finals, win Masters 1000 events, that is a big satisfaction to me, because there's obviously question marks whether I was ever going to do that again after the injury. So I'm happy where I am. Of course, I want to go a few more steps towards my goals next year, and we'll see how it goes.
How would you rate 2024?
Up and down, with some positives and some negatives, for sure. And not only talking about results, which also were up and down, but in general, the energy I had on the court, the improvements I didn't make this season. So it could be better. I expect more from myself, and that's what I'm going to try to do next year. It's okay.
Is there a lesson that you learned this year that you are going to take into this week, but also next season?
I think that, well, it's kind of hard to say because I felt like I just answered this, but I had such a strong beginning and I was on a really good roll, winning a lot of matches, and then had some troubles with some few illnesses during the summer. So I guess next year, if I'm on or if I catch some kind of winning streak, I'm not going to eat some vegetables that are not cleaned good enough.
Is that what happened?
I believe so. That's most likely. I caught a parasite at the end of Roland Garros, and it was bothering me for a few weeks, and you know, I lost several kilos, and I kind of lost all my energy and form. So that was a shame, but it's okay. It happens. It's part of life, I guess. And that parasite is most likely comes from unclean water or some vegetables. So
you feel more relaxed
Yes.
than other years.
Yes.
Why?
Doesn't matter if I lose 5 times in 5 times this event, or 4 times or 6 times, or like out of 4 times that I played, I went to the semifinal only once, so 3 times I lost in a group rounds. So if I lose 3 times or 4 times, doesn't change anything. Doesn't change my life.
But this year it seemed like you found another gear. How do you explain why and how that happened?
Just constantly looking at yourself in the mirror and trying to find ways to get better. That's just been what I've done every single year. To continuously try to improve and trying to find ways to get better, and never, and I mean never, be satisfied.
Yeah.
So yeah, huge credit to my whole team, all the people around me that keep on pushing me, and yeah, it's things just click. You know, you look, you try to find, you try to tweak a couple things here and there, and until you hit the right spot, and then the confidence works, and you know, it's a great thing when you're playing some good tennis and high on confidence.
Taylor, you dyed your hair back.
Yeah.
Why?
So, okay, let me explain. I actually, the first like week I had it, I genuinely really liked it. I thought it looked good. And then I didn't realize like how much maintenance it actually requires to have the hair. So I wasn't really taking care of it because I don't normally have to take care of my hair. And then like parts of it were turning more like yellow and roots were coming in, and it was just not looking good at all. And yeah, by the time I got to Paris, I was already like a couple weeks in, and I actually went to a salon to see if I could just get it like re-dyed and like they could fix the yellow bits and like do it right again.
Yeah.
And they basically told me they couldn't do it, and I was like, well, can you do it? And they're like, well, we could dye it back to brown. And I was like, all right, we can just go back to normal.
Too much work.
Yeah, I was like, all right, let's just do it. Like how it was looking at the end there wasn't it for me.
No, right.
You know, 2 years ago I reached the final, and it was quite a surprise for I think myself and most people watching. It was a fast indoor hard court that maybe is not necessarily my favorite surface, but anything can happen. You have the 8 best players in the world. Of course, Novak missing, and everyone hopes for a quick recovery for his injury, but it's time for the young guys to play, and let's see who can come out on top this time.
Some of my losses this year was really painful for me, which I learned, or what I have achieved, the year, what I have to do, practice, days off. It is not only go to the court and play tennis. It's a lot of things more than that. What you have to do on your days off, how much days you can take before going to the tournament, how many days you have to go, before the tournament starts to prepare you as good as you have to. So I would say that's the most important thing that I've learned this year.
Yannick, this tournament here in Turin has become very special to you. Can you describe what makes it special?
Yeah, many things it makes it special. First of all, being an Italian, playing in Italy. I haven't played this year in Italy yet because I have missed Rome, which for me was a very tough one. So I'm even more excited and happy to be here, and hopefully it's going to be a great event. The atmosphere usually is just amazing. It's very different to other tournaments because you can lose but still win the tournament. So there are different scenarios, but I'm just happy to be back here, and hopefully I can show some good tennis.
How would you rate your season? How would you describe what you've been able to achieve?
There was a roller coaster with some amazing moments, some tough situations, bad moments, but yeah, overall, like you said, I was able to make it, and I need also to be kind of realistic. Doesn't matter what negative thoughts I was giving myself about the season, that the season might be not as good or can be worse, worst season of my career or whatever. But realistically, I was able to make it here. And to make it here, you need to have really good season. So I wish to have all my bad seasons where ends like this, that I'm here, because there's many players who did amazing season, they beat amazing players, but they still didn't qualify. So I wish all my bad seasons finished like this, that I qualified for the final 8. So yeah.
If you look at Sasha Zverev and his career, how would you describe his career and the way that he plays?
His career or this year? His career.
His career in general, and how would you describe him as a player as well?
One of the toughest players in the world for sure. I consider myself that I return pretty well, but the guys who has a really big serve, but at the same time, play unbelievable from the best lines. For me, makes really tough opponent to face. His career what can I say? I think it was 23, 24 ATP titles, a lot of Master 1000. He missed the Grand Slam, but as I said to him that he's gonna get it for sure. I don't know if this year, but at the end of his career, he's gonna get at least one. Let's see if more, because he deserves it. He's a really nice and really hard worker, and he has beaten the big three many times. Beating and lifting the big trophies. And honestly, I don't like to face him at all. Honestly, because he's really tough with his serves and his shots. But at the same time, I will try, I'm trying to find the beauty about playing against him.
For me, I mean, Carlos, obviously, his career already is a Hall of Fame career, and he's only very young still. So, winning 4 Grand Slams shows that he's a big match player. He's somebody that really can take the racket out of your hand, and it's always great battles with him.
Yeah. What about Alcaraz? How would you describe his career and also the way he's able to play?
His career, I would describe already as close to legendary. Winning multiple Grand Slams. It's won a slam in every surface already. So 2 this year, which was incredible to watch. And I think he did something that is probably the most difficult feat in tennis, to win Roland Garros and Wimbledon same year. I think that's something that not many people have done, and utmost respect for that. And I love watching him play. Honestly, I think he's so great for the sport, and I don't necessarily always love playing him because he's really tough, but it typically, comes down to really fun points. He's so electric, he can hit any shot in the world. Just ask him and he'll try at least, and I'm going to make him try hopefully a bit too much.
And how would you describe Carlos Alcaraz and the challenge?
He's machine, man. He's a machine without I don't know, without breaking, break bottom, only gas.
Yeah.
And to stop this machine you need really to perform your best tennis.
Well, Yannick is very consistent, improved his serves, returning well, crashing the ball well. Before he was doing some errors here and there, now he doesn't do that much, so you know that you need to play kind of an inch-perfect match to beat him. From start to finish, you need to be there, you need to make him tired physically, you need to work him out, and if you're not able to do it from the start, he gets control of the match and it's tough to break his rhythm. So very tough opponent, especially here in Italy. Maybe some extra pressure, everyone hopes for it, but let's see how it goes.
Yeah.
Medvedev himself is an interesting character. We've played a lot of matches, we've had a lot of battles. I think I always look forward to those types of matches because I think we're both very much tacticians out there when we play each other. So we try to put balls in certain areas that our opponents don't like. So we always have battles, and it's always a great matchup.
What about Alex de Minaur? Maybe a bit of a surprise to see him here. What makes him interesting?
I mean, I played Demon in the second match of this year, and personally, I thought it was one of the highest level of tennis that I've ever seen on the other side of the court playing against. So it's not too surprising to me that he is here. I think maybe only surprising because he's been dealing with injuries for a lot of this year. So it just speaks to how well he's played this year, that he's still qualified, having missed time or having played through injuries for part of the last bit of the year. So yeah, I mean, he's an incredible player. He's super fast, plays great defense, takes a lot of time away from you, plays great offense, comes in the net. He's a nightmare.